Hello, welcome to Ascension Arcana Tarot. This is Christine with a general collective weekly reading for the week of January 6th. Although my readings are timeless, so whenever it pops up for you is when you're meant to hear the message. As always, please take what resonates. This is a general collective reading, so all of the messages here may or may not be for you. If something doesn't resonate, feel free to just leave it behind. Alrighty, God. What do you want this collective here to know about their week this week? Well, that's pretty stellar. It's funny, like sometimes I'm using the Wild Unknown deck and the Roman numerals, I have to sit here like, what? what number is that? So the Ace of Pentacles, we have the Six of Wands, we have the Two of Pentacles and the Lovers. I love that. So this energy is feeling to me like there's somewhere that you're having a new beginning. And I feel like I actually channeled that. I don't remember. I think it was the romance reading that I did last week, this last reading that I did, where I was feeling the Ace of Pentacles as like a gem in like an engagement ring or something. But it feels like this amazing, like fresh new start energy, which is so perfect for the new year. So like new year, new you, new vibes. I feel like this, if you're in this collective, it's definitely an energy of like, you're ready to just completely leave the past behind, the last year behind, and really just moving forward with a fresh start. And I'm feeling like you're going to have a lot of success with that. With the Six of Wands card, what I'm feeling is like the space around the butterfly. So do you see how the wands are kind of down here and the butterfly is almost like ascending from them? So the bottom of the picture is kind of like a little messy and jumbled up, but this whole area around this beautiful butterfly is so clear as like it's taking off, right? So I'm feeling that like with you having that energy of leaving the past behind, of leaving in the past the things that just belong in last year, right? It's really giving you that space to move forward. Like that butterfly kind of flapping its wings. It's beautiful. Again, with the butterfly. So like feeling a huge energy of transformation here. The Two of Pentacles is all about making choices when it comes to like your physical resources. So your time, your energy, your money, maybe choices about your body. I'm feeling like it's very physical, maybe choices about like your home or your job or something like that, where it's a big choice that's going to have a significant impact on your life. Again, just feeling the energy. We kind of start with no butterfly, right? So this Ace of Pentacles it's a beautiful energy, but it's kind of like static, right? But then this butterfly is flying, and then this butterfly is like even bigger, right? And then we move to the Lovers, which again is relating to that choice energy. Kind of the old-fashioned meaning of the card wasn't so much about love, but about choices. And I often explain like kind of choosing, there's going to be like a path that very clearly is aligned with love and a path that very clearly is like less aligned or maybe even not aligned at all with love. So it becomes very obvious for you which path is the right path to take, which choice is the right one to make in terms of, like I was saying, like your physical resources, your job, your home, your body, like wherever it is that you're sort of trying to sort that out. It feels like a really nice energy of having the groundedness and the stability in this Ace of Pentacles, and then the clarity of this Six of Wands in order to be able to make those choices. So you have a foundation of stability and clarity, and that's going to help you get real clear. Okay, what are my goals this year for money, for my body, for my spirituality, right? What are you going to be doing to enhance like your mind and your learning? Are you going to be making a budget? Are you satisfied with your career, right? Really getting clear on those things. And then like compared to the butterflies, the geese, it feels like an evolution here. Like the geese are going to be more free. They're going to be able to travel farther. They're traveling together as a pair. I feel like that's very significant for me in this card. So I don't know if you're in this collective, you may be coming from an energy of sort of having this like glow up or level up just on your own, which I think would feel satisfying enough as it is, right? This is a great energy. This feels like someone who's stable, who's happy, who's like goal oriented, you're like motivated. You kind of have a list of like things you want to do and how you're going to get there. And I feel like an enthusiasm, a really nice, like enthusiastic, hopeful, optimistic energy. And then the lovers come here on top of it with this like beautiful glowing light and rainbow just like radiating from this beautiful, almost like portal, kind of singular point there. But as a partnership, right? As a pair. And the geese sort of reminding me of like mating for life, right? I don't know if Canadian geese do that. I know swans do. But having that partnership, having that mate for life, being in that one connection that you've been waiting for or dreaming of, right? But it feels like the way that you get there is just through enjoying your own like amazing glow up energy and also getting really clear on what it is that you want to manifest. I feel like I've gotten this energy in several readings lately. So with manifestation, right, it's really important to get clear so that the universe can even bring you what you want, right? So if you were like, okay, universe, I keep thinking of a car. It's really funny. It must just be in my mind, but like, okay, universe, I want a blue car. And the universe gives you like a blue little toy matchbox car. And you're like, okay, that's not exactly what I meant, right? So you would say like, I want a blue, I don't know, a blue 4-door Tesla with these features and this many miles on it, or, you know, getting like really specific on what it is that you want. And then just sort of surrendering it to the universe and trusting that it will bring you the best thing for you. So I think it might be Abraham Hicks. I hope I'm not misquoting, but I feel like one of the manifestation teachers that I've had will say like, universe, please give me this or something better, right? Because let's say that I'm asking for that blue Tesla, but really what the universe wants to give me is like a Porsche, right? and that would make me even happier, right? So maybe I'm like willing to settle for a Tesla and it'd be really cool, but what I really want is a Porsche, right? So to say to the universe, this is what I want or something better. It's like it gives the universe that space, that wiggle room to sort of fly and like co-create with you, rather than kind of jumbling it up too much with the expectation. So I hope that makes sense. There's kind of like a balance there between getting clear on what you're asking for and also giving the universe some space and wiggle room to give you kind of what's for your highest good, right? Because we don't always have that perspective. Yeah, it just feels like getting clear to me. So the suns in this deck represent the knights. So this would be the Knight of Swords. And I just feel that movement of him kind of rushing in and helping you get clear. This energy feels like there's a lot of space here and a lot of movement, which feels really nice. And I love that it's coming from this place of like stability and victory. What a cool energy. I love this. That's beautiful. Yeah, this reading is just beautiful. We have the Strength card and the 10 of Cups. I mean, I'm super drawn to the fact that the rainbow here is reminiscent of the lovers. And also, I had talked about this as sort of like a portal. It also reminds me of sunbeams. So it's funny that the sunbeams are there on the Strength card. Man, I'm just feeling that. Like, wow. I'm like a little bit, I just dig this energy so much. I'm having a hard time coming up with the words to talk about it. That Strength card feels like you really digging in within yourself, right? This feels like a very inward journey, that like your intention is really to manifest a good life for yourself, to be, the best version that you can be of yourself. And then like the outside things come almost by accident, just because you've done so much work on getting clear within yourself, on loving yourself, on respecting yourself. It's like the universe can't help but meet you at that vibration in all ways, right? Financially, in terms of your health, in terms of relationships. It's just such a magnetic energy. It's really beautiful. So the strength card here feels to me like that you kind of going within and taming anywhere that's kind of like just out of alignment with this clarity. I feel like if you're in this collective, you're doing a lot of maturing and like a lot of growing really quickly. I'm really super drawn to like these brambles and sort of like this gray kind of, it's almost like a chaotic or like cluttered energy down here. And I really, really am drawn to this, that butterfly rising up. So you like ascending, you growing into this clarity, right? Kind of leaving any brambles, chaos. For me, that would represent like ego, disorganization, anything that you've been carrying that's kind of not meant for you, that's not in alignment with your highest good or with your true divine self. Really going within and having the strength to just release that. I think the word release, it's almost like seems deceptively simple, right? I think if we don't have a practice for releasing, that can be a place where a lot of people get kind of caught up on the spiritual journey, because you have to be open to change. And I've talked about this before, like ego thrives in the familiar. So ego does not want us to change, right? Ego wants us to stay the same because ego has control of that and sort of understands that sort of, like stagnant vibe almost. But I feel that with that strength card, I'm drawn to the rose in his mouth. And it's sort of funny because I feel like I see the lion poking through. It's kind of like a similar texture. I don't know if you guys can notice that, right? This lion is really relating to this like brambly part down here to me. So I feel like he's taking these brambles, it's like the stick in his mouth, right? He's taking these one by one and examining them and kind of picking it in his mouth and saying, is this for me? Is this aligned with my highest good? Is this helping me? Is this serving me in some way? Is this helping me to serve God, to serve others? What purpose does this particular stick have in my life? And I really see the lion almost making like two piles. So it's like, this is the pile of brambles that's going, that I'm just going to leave maybe in the backyard or toss over the fence, or that's kind of like leaving your experience or your reality. And then this pile of brambles is the pile that is still aligned with my highest good. It's the pile that's still serving me or allowing me to serve others in some way. And just really picking through that bramble pile and deciding, keep it, leave it, keep it, leave it. It's reminding me of like Marie Kondo and like the, I don't even remember the title of her book, the life-changing art of decluttering or whatever. I don't even remember what it is. It's funny. But kind of like decluttering your inner space, your soul space, your mind space, your heart space. Really kind of being that lion, holding that stick in your mouth and saying, does this stick bring me joy? If it doesn't bring me joy, I'm leaving it behind. And kind of just clearing out your inner space that way. I just, that visuals is profound to me. So I hope that resonates for you guys, but I really see that lion just picking through and taking the sticks and asking like, does this bring me joy? But I feel like the rose, like again with the lovers, yes, the rose, that love, like that does bring joy, right? That's precious. It's so important to this lion that he's actually gently holding that one in his mouth. He's like, I'm not going to let this go anywhere. And the last card on this side here, that 10 of Cups, is just so beautiful. It's that peace, that joy, that family, that connection, that relationship, that emotional fulfillment that comes as a result of that process, right? So what I'm really drawn to is like the rainbow light pouring from the cups, and the openness of this white space here is reminding me very much of the openness and the clarity in this Six of Wands. So I'm feeling that once you do that process of kind of going through the things in your life to figure out what you're going to leave behind and what brings you joy, it creates a space through which the universe can flow, like this love and this light, this joy, this peace, this happiness, like all of the dreams come true, right? All of the things that you want. It's like your emotional or mental or spiritual space was so cluttered up before with all of those sticks. But now that you're making room, now that you're separating them out and really getting clear on this is what I want, this is what I don't want, you're making space for the universe to pour in like your dreams come true. I'm really drawn to this rainbow light and just the radiance of it kind of filling your space. That is such an awesome energy. I really hope that I found the words to do that justice. Sometimes the words just come out of me and I'm not really even aware of what I'm saying until I watch the video later. So yeah, I hope that I adequately described that energy because it's beautiful. And it's happening quickly. I'm really drawn to that with the Son of Swords and that radiance from the Lover's card. It's almost like you make that space and the universe can't help but just fill it with like all of the radiant goodness. And it's like the more space you make and the more that you make it from a place of love and peace and like truly aligning with your values and with your highest good, right? So not just randomly throwing things out of your consciousness or out of your home or your pantry or kind of whatever you're cleaning out, right? Not just doing that randomly, but really doing it mindfully from a place of peace and kind of consulting with God. Like, God, is this for my highest good? Yes or no, right? Going through that process, it's like the more space you make, the faster that it's like magnetizing like the love and the joy and the peace and the radiance and the good and kind of the glow up and the outside things. And again, I really feel like if you're in this collective, you're going through this process for you. Like, it feels really beautiful how much you are honoring yourself. I wonder if maybe in the past you're recognizing that you had not honored yourself to the level that you deserve. And it's almost like your resolution is like, this year is the year of me. Like, this year is the year that I really love myself and honor myself, and give myself the good things that I deserve in just like the sweetest way. And just by choosing to focus on that is when like all of the good things come in. It's such a cool energy. So excuse me, we have the Two of Swords here. It's funny, there's an eclipse. There's an eclipse in March. It's a lunar eclipse. But this just made me think of that. So I don't know if that will be a timing element for anyone. So as always, take it if it resonates. If not, no big deal. I'm also drawn to this eclipse. Reminds me of like a sunflower. A lot. I'm almost feeling that more than anything else. And the radiance, like the kind of the hash marks, the texture of the card is similar to what I was noticing here in the Six of Wands, as well as the Strength card. So these guys all feel related to me. It feels like that. It feels like static. That's the best way. It feels like energetic static. It's almost like visual static, the way that the card is, but I can hear it like psh, like that static sound on like an old-fashioned TV when like your antenna wasn't quite right. I say old fashioned like I wasn't like a teenager when we still had that, whatever. It feels like it was a long time ago, but I'm feeling that. And then this eclipse energy is intense, right? Eclipses they kind of magnify energy for me. So it's like the clarity that's forming around here, it's like the clarity is like bursting through that static. I love that. It just feels like, so I've told you guys this before. I don't know that I've explained it super recently, but this side is sort of like the situation for me, and this side is usually like the advice that the universe has about the situation. So I feel like the advice here, big time, again, is just giving that message of it's time for you to get clear and it's time for you to make decisions. It's reminding me of the Two of Pentacles, but with the Two of Swords, it's kind of like that stalemate energy, right? It's funny, I have the Hangman reverse on the bottom. So it's like a stalemate energy. And the way I think that's funny because the Hangman, right, is about inaction. It's about the universe sort of putting you in a timeout. So reversing that energy would be, it's time to take action. And that's really what this feels like. It's kind of, like I said, taking action in terms of taking stock of your values, and really doing some like spiritual house cleaning in a way, or maybe even physical house cleaning. Because I really am feeling that as a physical energy. But anyways, so getting really clear, having this eclipse energy kind of bursting through that static, right? Making decisions, getting clear on what decisions you want to make, and actually like taking action with those decisions. So if you have been in a space of like waiting or inaction, I feel like it's time to move into action. Yeah, I feel like this is literally that. So the Seven of Pentacles is that card of sort of waiting for the harvest, right? So in the traditional tarot, it's like a farmer that is sort of sitting near his crops and he's just wondering like, is it time to harvest them? Should I let them ripen a little bit more? But I feel like the universe is saying again, the time is now, because we move from the Seven of Pentacles to the Three of Wands, which is that card of like expanding your horizons and forward movement, of exploration, of travel. It's interesting because I was talking about that with the butterflies and then the geese, that it's sort of the energy of this row ascends from like this little butterfly to a big butterfly, and then the geese, right, who are more robust, they live longer, they can travel farther. So I said that, and then we have a card of traveling. So if that resonates for any of you guys, that might be in the cards for you, maybe even like relocating, right, in terms of like a job or a relationship or something like that. It could be that it's been a long time coming with that Seven of Pentacles, but it's just saying to me like it's time to do the thing. It's time to take an action. And again, that action could just be as simple as you kind of sorting through and getting clear on your values, right? And I feel like that's enough. It doesn't necessarily have to be an outside action, although I do think for some of you, it very well could be. I'm feeling that. Yeah, that's awesome. I just feel like the entire advice side is telling us the same thing, but in different ways. So we have the Four of Pentacles, the Chariot, and then I always get this one wrong, the Ten of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles is another card of inaction, a card of a bit of stagnation. It's a card of someone who is afraid to move forward because they think that they will lose the good things that they already have, right? So in the traditional tarot, it's someone who's sort of clinging to like the Four of Pentacles, holding them to themselves. But I feel like the universe is saying, there's so much more for you. I just keep hearing expanding your horizons, expanding your horizons. I feel like that's the energy that I'm getting from this progression up here to where the geese are like, migrating like thousands of miles or whatever, right? I I feel like expanding your horizons relates to the Son of Swords. He's a traveler here, kind of clearing that space, right? I keep even gesturing like this, like the bigger you clear the space, the more the universe can bring your manifestations into you. And this 3 of Wands card, big time, is about expanding your horizons. So it feels like anywhere that you're kind of being conservative or playing it small or maybe acting out of fear, I just feel like a sighing out and like a releasing, like a physical releasing of that fear. And being able to allow I just felt like a sea breeze, like a breath of fresh air from the universe kind of into your life. So letting go of places of fear, of stagnation, maybe like any sort of lack mentality or upsets that you have around abundance, because this is what the universe wants to bring to you. It's so beautiful. It's the Chariot card and then the 10 of Pentacles. Like the Chariot, again, is that swift forward movement. It's someone who is focused, who's determined. I feel like this relates back to the Lovers card because of that sort of radiance. Do you see that? So both of them have like a radiant spot here. Like really being able to move forward. And I think you're able to do that. And I was going to say you're able to do that, but it's almost like it comes from the universe. It's almost like the universe is the horses of the chariot and you're just kind of along for the ride. And your biggest job as sort of the chariot driver is to say, okay, universe, this is what I want, right? This is what I want to manifest, this or something better. And just offering that clarity and then off you go, right? And the universe just sort of takes you on that ride. And it feels like it's a really fun ride. Like the chariot, it's just got this fresh, breezy energy to me. I just keep hearing expand your horizons, expand your horizons. So if you're in this collective, this is going to be like a really expansive time of your life for you. This is very powerful. And I feel like this is what the universe wants to bring in, that 10 of Pentacles. It's like the pinnacle energy of the physical manifestations, right? This is basically the universe saying, let's move on from fear. Let's move on from stagnation. Let me take you on this chariot ride. You tell me where we're going to go and I'll provide the horses, right? You hang on for the ride and let me bring you literally everything that you've ever wanted to manifest. It's like such a beautiful energy. You can see in the cards, right? The rainbows are here in the Lovers, here in the 10 of Cups, here in the 3 of Wands, and then here in the 10 of Pentacles. And how funny to get my 2 favorite 10s in the tarot here and here, sort of as the ending to each side, right? What a lovely reading. This is so beautiful. I feel like Moonology is talking to me just because that eclipse energy came up. So let's see if anything wants to come. You know what? I was just saying that and then the Yin Yang Oracle started talking to me. So let's pick that one. All right, my chatty friend, what would you like to say to the folks in this collective today? This is nice. This one actually helps me get clear sometimes on my blocks and upsets. So I wonder if it will offer some guidance around what some of these sort of metaphoric sticks are for you. What do you want the folks in this collective to know, God? We have twin flames, rejection, loss, fragmented, lack, and doubts. Yeah. So if you are someone who's on your twin flame journey, it does specifically say twin flames. So I feel like I usually caveat, like if soulmates resonate for you or life partner or whatever, this one specifically says twin flames. But if you are on your twin flame journey, and you have not manifested your union yet, I feel like this is some of what you're being invited to work through, is that feeling of separation, right? Basically, like You're created to be with your twin flame. You want to be with your twin flame, but they're not here yet. But I feel like that's exactly the crux of this journey, is that it's only when you're really going through this sort of cleansing process in partnership with God. And only when you're doing that and really focusing on yourself and your connection with God, that's when you create that space for your twin flame to come in, right? So yeah, if you're in this collective, that's some pretty powerful advice, like working through those upsets around feeling fragmented, feeling separate, feeling like you have lack in your life. I had mentioned that around addressing any upsets that you might have about abundance, I think with the Four of Pentacles here. But abundance doesn't just mean money too. It can mean love. It can mean relationship. What do we have? Contracts, career, commitments. This was a huge chunk. I'm not even going to try and take that. It'll take me another 10 minutes to go through it. Yeah, I was saying this. It's funny. I was just talking about abundance and it says, until debt tear us apart. I feel that around career, that there's got to be at least one person who's listening to this who is going to move for their job. Ace, water, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So that might resonate for some of you guys. The card that this represents in the traditional tarot is the Ace of Cups, which is the card of new love. It's like the most beautiful card of new love and like the emotions sort of pouring out. I love in this one just the intuition. And I feel like if you look at her, she just has her hands over her own heart. And her eyes are closed. She just really is focusing on her emotions, on her feelings, her own soul, right? She's really like connected with herself in the water in that moment. I feel like that's the entire crux of this reading. It's just about connecting with yourself and getting clear and having fun doing that, right? Like my spiritual teachers always talk about how we can choose to make this journey easy and fun. And that doesn't necessarily mean that every second of it is easy and fun, right? There's times where you cry or times that you're upset, but for the most part, it can be pretty easy and fun if you choose for it to be that way. And I feel that with her. There's like a peace to her and an ease to her because she's just focusing on herself and she's very surrendered. So she is not trying to control, her twin flame coming in. She's not trying to control what this, Son of Swords is bringing to her, right? She's really just focusing on herself. And then the energy is so magnetic. It's like all of the awesome stuff starts coming to her. So that is really beautiful. That's awesome. I hope that if you're in this collective that this was helpful for you. And yeah, happy healing. I hope to see you in my next reading. Thank you. Bye.